Hello, hello everyone. Yep, we're live. I'm just checking my multiple screens. Here we go. We are live on my page, Liz Hancock, and also in my group, The Wealthy Entrepreneur. So welcome everyone. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes for people to hop on. Let's just wait for some people to join us. I know people are planning to come. It's very exciting. Oh, someone jumped on and off again. Come on. Can't wait to have you here with us. Oh, Bonnie's here. Good morning, Bonnie. Lovely to have you here. I know you've done your knee in, haven't you, Bonnie? So, excuse me, I'm just sending you lots of healing love. And yeah, keep tapping on the pain and let's just shift it. I know you're not having a great week, and I honestly believe, Bonnie, for you, it's an upper limit problem. So you might want to revisit The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. You know, you're pushing that glass ceiling, you're pushing it up, and you're going through a little bit of a backlash. So yeah, just know that this is your challenge to break through. Doesn't mean to say that everything is completely broken or needs to be like forgotten and let's just forget about everything that you're trying to do. Absolutely not. This is just your body's way of sabotaging you, really. It's the ego's way of sabotaging you. It's the ego's way of saying, you know, no, don't, you're not good enough. Don't do it. Don't make that step up. Don't be the person that you think you can be, because you can't be. Look at all the weaknesses you have. Look at all the challenges you have. Who are you to stand up there and do this? And I want you to just acknowledge that that voice is there, not just ignore it, because when we ignore something, it eats away at us and gradually gets louder and louder, like a child that is ignored and eventually has a tantrum. That's what our ego is like. If we ignore it and we don't acknowledge it and say, hey there, you need some stroking, it's okay, everything's going to be fine. If we don't do that, then it's going to come back to bite us. So make sure you're acknowledging that, and really tune into the fact that actually that higher self, that higher part of you, and that inner child, that one that likes to play and be happy and have fun and help people and have great fun while you're doing that, that's what wants to get out, and that's what's being contained at the moment. So acknowledge the ego and let it relax and sit back and create that space for all this brilliance to come through. Higher self, that knowing, that wise version of you, and also that playful version, that inner child that just wants to go out and have fun. And when you're able to do that, everything will feel lighter. You'll start getting people into your program, and you'll get more people into your program, and it's going to be awesome. And the challenges of this week will become less. But I honestly, I know I've been exactly where you are now, and you feel like, oh my God, my world's crashing in on me. No one, even the animals aren't letting me get a decent night's sleep. That's how bad it is. I know, I've been there, and it's not, well, yeah, with animals like magpies outside my window squawking at 4 a.m, waking me up. You just feel like the whole world's against you, and it's not. But part of you is against you. So we need to release that, let it go, acknowledge it, don't ignore it, and then allow the brilliance in, allow the brilliance to come out and shine. Okay, so give me a thumbs up. Let me know if that makes sense. Now, I am on 2 screens here, so I'm going to be swapping between the 2. I've just swapped, Nadine's here. Hello, hello, hello. And Amy as well. So give me some thumbs up. Tell me how you're doing today. And let's get into it. So welcome, formally welcome you to Biz with Liz on, I think it's the 2nd today, isn't it? Yeah, the 2nd of August. And I'm Liz Hancock. I'm your wealthy entrepreneur coach, and I'm here to answer any questions you have whatsoever about business, about you know, I'm a money mindset and money freedom and business success coach, but with that comes so much of life in general. And there's something I want to talk about that is holding me back in business, or has done the last couple of days, because I can't get it out of my head. And it's something, I'm not going to talk about it in depth, but it's something that's really personal, and it's been affecting how I perform in my work. So that's why we need to combine the two, or at least have outlets for both. We can't just excuse me, we can't just concentrate on business if we're not looking after how we're feeling emotionally, personally, all those things, which is exactly why. And someone challenged me on this last week and said I should do separate programs. I should do a personal development and mindset program and a separate business program. And I love this kind of discussion, because as I was talking to this person, it just really was cementing in me why I do what I do and why I bring the two together, because both are so important, and you cannot have one without the other. You can have a pure business coach if you have someone else doing the other stuff for you. But if you have someone that can do both and knows exactly what business challenges you'll have, or like doesn't just bawl you out for not doing something in your business because they get why you're not doing it. It's not just because you're lazy or busy. It's actually because there's something deeper going on. So so that's what I do. So for you, those of you that are watching this live and on the replay, hopefully there'll be some people that haven't seen me before that are joining us live, but definitely watching the replay. That's what I do. I combine the two. We don't talk about, we don't pontificate about life in general, but we do the money mindset, the general mindset that is holding us back from creating success in our business and therefore our life. From what's holding us back in our life, that is having an effect on our business. So because they are so intertwined. So that's a little bit about me and the way I work. But it was great to get that objection last week, or that challenge, because as I said, it just really, when you start talking about what you do and you realize how passionate you are about it, it's like, yeah, I know I'm doing the right thing. I am following my purpose. That being said, I have been thinking about doing a money mindset program, standalone on its own. So if anyone is interested in that, just bung a comment in there, because I would just really love to know, and I'll do a survey at some point. I'd love to know if there would be an appetite for that. But I've certainly no plans of going away from my core offerings, the Wealthy Entrepreneur Academy and the Wealthy Entrepreneur Mastermind, and the Elevation Program, which is my one-to-one. So I'm just going to knit back. Bonnie. Oh, Nikki's here as well. Oh, Elaine's here. Hi, Elaine. Fantastic to have you. And Nikki Matthews, if I think it's the Nikki that I'm thinking of, I think you're having a bit of a tough week, but it might be a Nikki that I haven't spoken to before. I know two Nikki Matthews, and I know I've been friends with another on Facebook, but I haven't interacted with you before. So whichever Nikki you are, then if you're Nikki with Chloe, just post that so I know it's you. And welcome. It's great to have some newbies on board. So fab. Yeah, thanks, Bonnie. My money mindset program sounds awesome. It will be if I do it at some point. And don't forget, you guys in my mastermind, you kind of get that anyway. So I'm giving you the best of everything. So what do we want to discuss today? I've had some comments about, and some questions through, about how can I balance, and this is so related to what I was saying before, my business and my personal life, especially during the holidays. And I know, like, some of you are actually helping people with that. Amy, you probably are. Nadine, I know you are. You commented, nice, beautiful comment on my personal page. Thank you for that. Lucy is here as well. Hello, lovely. And it is just finding your way through. I don't have the solid, concrete answers, because I'm still finding my way through. Last year, I was really committed to doing minimum amount as I possibly could during the holidays. And this year, I'm committed to doing the same. However, what I found last year is that when I was actually away on holiday, I ended up doing lots of bits and pieces because I had other people there to look after the children. And I ended up being a bit of a martyr when I was at home with the children. We did go away for, I think, 5 weeks of the summer holidays, which were 8 weeks. So that was pretty good. But, this year it's different. My business has grown. I'm not in a sort of scrappy place where I'm desperate to get clients. I'm really comfortable with that. And so it's a very different space that I'm in from last year, but I'm still really committed to having time with the children. But actually, I really want to enjoy the holidays, the time we are away. I don't want to be away saying I'm on holiday and doing loads of little bits of work. Obviously, I will do some because I want to keep in touch with you guys. I want to keep in touch with my clients. But you know what? If I don't do a biz with Liz one week, the world isn't going to fall over. If I let people down from that, then I'm really sorry. But actually, I hope that that inspires people more, because I want people to have this freedom lifestyle. You know, when you're struggling with this type of stuff, hook into the reason why you started your business. For me, it was so I could have freedom around the children and create a decent income, and be financially independent and feel like I was giving back, create transformation, all of those things. But a massive driver was the freedom, and especially being able to sort of pick and choose my hours and my schedule, really. So I work very intensely when the children are at school. There are other times, even when they're at school, when I actually just say, you know, I just need to lie in the garden and get some sun. And I can do that as long as it's broadly planned for. So one of the things I've been doing is working on my plan for August, because I do have a lot of time off, and then looking at September and October. I have an event coming up on the 19th of October. So put that date in your diaries, everyone. Email me or post below if you want more info. Any clients on the line, you will automatically be invited anyway. You're all paid for and sorted, so you will be coming. And it's going to be really, really exciting. Can't wait. It will be a bonus day. I'll be selling my 7 Steps to Sales Success course, and that will be the bonus that comes with it. But I'll also be selling it to those that don't want to do the sales, just want to come on the day. And for you clients, we'll talk about it on our personal calls, on our group calls rather. But there's great opportunities for you. If you bring people, you're going to win fabulous prizes and stuff. So that's going to be great. But in doing that plan, I realized how little time I do have, which is really great for centering you and focusing you and thinking, okay, what do I actually need to do? What can I offload to other people? What can I just cut out at the moment? So, like, for example, I don't know if you can see this because it's in pencil, but I've literally blocked out the days I'm not working. There's quite a few. And looking at that, I was like, oh gosh, you know, I'm going to have to really, I did this a while ago, for August anyway, but looking at September, it's like, wow, that's pretty busy. I've got 2 going to Ibiza in Spain, because I've got lots of friends who are hitting 40. So I've got to factor in that. So it is just about balance and sorting it all out and making sure you can fit everything in, because I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of person who often thinks I can do things in a much shorter period of time than I actually can. So planning it out literally on paper so I can see it all in front of me really works for me. So I hope that works for you. When we were going into the summer holidays, I did a plan, one for me and my business, but also one for the children. Where are they going to be every day? What's going to happen? And I actually sat down with them and said, look, I want to really be on holiday with you. I don't want to be sneaking off and saying, oh, I'll see you, I'll come down to the beach later, and having to stay at home working. You don't want that, do you? They were like, no, of course we don't want that. So I said, you know, mummy has to work. I don't want to work the whole time, and I'm really not going to. But we need to figure out something. So in the past, I know you've liked some clubs and not others. There's certain people you want to have play dates with and so on. And it isn't just for kids. This is for husbands, for partners, for anyone like that. For your job, you know, you can, everything I tell you in these sessions, guys, think about, okay, that might not relate to me exactly. I don't even have kids. You might be thinking, why am I wasting my time here talking about kids? But think about, okay, how does that relate to other parts of your life? What can you replace the kids with? So one of my clients has just recently got a puppy, which has kind of taken over her life, but she's planned for it, and it was all very strategically done. Although the puppy did get delivered a few weeks early, and that pushed her off track, but she was just able to shift things slightly and absorb it all. So the key thing, what I'm saying really, is this conversation I was having with the kids is to get their engagement, get their buy-in, and get them to come up with the solution, which you can often do. Do this with your assistants. If you're, you know, in holidays, your assistant is obviously going to take some time off. You don't just want that. If you planned it brilliantly, hopefully your time off is at separate times, so you're fine, you know, you don't need her to cover you while you're away, and she ends up being away as well, or he. But you know, that's pretty lucky if you're able to do that. But just communicate and just figure it out. And as long as you keep communicating, then I think you're going to be good. And, you know, just know that you are inspiring people to have that flexibility, to, if they see you enjoying yourself and kicking back and going on holiday, they're going to be inspired by you. They're not going to be resentful. And if they're resentful, there's obviously deeper stuff going on that will need dealing with, but then that's a really useful indicator, and that's going to be really useful in your coaching with them. Okay, cool. Happy so far. Amy says, I always think I can do things quicker than the time it will actually take. Me too. And it gets me every time, even now. So that's why I'm getting, you know, I know it's my weak spot, so I plan. And when I don't plan, it gets tricky. Cool. So I hope that helps. Just getting buy-in, communication, and you know, like buy-in from your husband, buy-in from your partner, letting people know how much you've got going on without sounding like a victim. I think that's really helpful. I'm just going to check the other group, look at the comments. Cool. Yay, Nikki, it is the one you're thinking of. Hurrah. Yeah, I know you've had a rubbish week, so lovely to have you here. And yeah, be an entrepreneur. It's fabulous. It's really good fun, and I think you'd be amazing at it. Happy to talk to you about that. So one of the things I want to share with you, this little mantra I have: I can have it all, but I can't do it all. And when I start becoming a martyr, I get really resentful and I get stressed, and I shout at the children, I shout at my husband, I shout at myself, and I'm just not happy. So I can have it all, but I can't do it all. One thing that is non-negotiable for me in the holidays is to continue with my exercise. Yes, I can't go out for the runs that I normally do because I have the children with me. I could get up really early and do it. That's always my plan, is to do it before my husband goes to work. But at the moment, I just can't seem to get out of bed before 7:30. It's like I'm on holiday mode, and I just can't get it. It's awful because I hate it, because I'm normally such an early bird. But that's really having an effect. So not only is my time being shortened, it's being shortened again because I'm not getting up at perhaps 5 or 6. But hey, I'm just going with it, and I'm not beating myself up about it. And I'm sure it's just a process. And, you know, Mercury retrograde is happening very, very soon. That always affects me. I did a live stream about this? No, it was only in the client group, but happy to talk about that at some point if anyone wants to know more about Mercury retrograde. I'm not an expert, but I'm very interested in it. That can have an effect on us. So just kind of go with it and feel your way through and trust that you're going to be okay. Someone asked about how they can, Lucia asked about this, how you can, what's the word? Utilize your time in the best way, but still have interaction with your Facebook group. So, you know, some people are lucky enough to have people working for them pretty much full time, and they often have someone literally in the Facebook group. As soon as someone posts, they respond. I think people are expecting that less and less now because they know how busy people are. I try and schedule times to look in on my group, and I'll admit it's not always, you know, I don't always get to my group as soon as I'd like. Sometimes just because I forget, which sounds awful, but that's why it's so important to schedule these things. Because if I have a reminder come up on my phone, then I'm not going to forget. And it's like, how can I possibly forget my Facebook group? They're everything to me. But sometimes you just get so busy that you just don't. Like sometimes you forget to eat. It's exactly the same. So scheduling time for it. So really say, okay, as a minimum, I can go in for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning, 5 or 10 minutes in the evening. And if I have 5 to 10 minutes at lunchtime, then fabulous. But don't be a slave to your phone. You know, you could switch off. One of my friends actually deletes the Facebook app off her phone 3 times a day, so she doesn't get any notifications. Because while she's got that time in her diary, say she's got like an hour to spare for all her emails and any interactions, LinkedIn updates, Facebook stuff. She puts it back on because she wants those notifications, because she wants to be instant at those times. But the rest of the time, she doesn't want to be bothered by it. She doesn't want to have that temptation to go in and just click it and then get warped into Facebook time, which is like Narnia time. And so schedule it, basically. And the other question you asked, Lucia, around and I thought it related to this, is people that don't wish you well. And I think when you're the holidays, especially if you're like me and you holiday with a lot of people, it can get quite intense. There's just so many personalities, and you're up late, and usually, if you're like us, drinking quite a lot. So that doesn't agree with some people, and so just be aware of that, really. Something that I mentioned earlier, I've had someone in my personal life that's been really throwing me off course recently. And when I'm centered and I'm doing my self-care and I'm doing my exercise and I'm, doing my tapping or meditating, whatever it is, I know that I can be really logical about it and not take it personally. But when we get tired, when we try and do too much, when we're afraid and we're not spending enough time, I need time on my own. Much as I love big group holidays, I do need time on my own. So I'll walk to the beach rather than go in the car with everyone, and then I get my exercise in as well. So it's all about doing as much as you can in a way that suits you, and that's my time to decompress. So those people that don't wish you well, if you're doing everything to look after yourself, just wish them well and kind of send them on your way. If you can't kind of escape them, then you're just going to have to find a way to deal with it. And if that's tapping or meditating after every time you spend time with them, then that's what you've got to do. If it's someone that you don't need to spend time with, then don't spend time with them. Cut them out of your life. You don't have to be dramatic about it. You can do it gradually. But there are people that I've had to really distance myself on my entrepreneurial journey because they don't support me. And at times that has been people that are very close to me, not always necessarily forever, but at times. So yeah, awesome. We do us really empathetic, empathic, even highly sensitive people that a lot of us are. A lot of coaches are like that because they have that empathy. We need time alone, and sometimes that feels self-indulgent, or we feel like we should be socializing, but actually we need time alone. We do need time with people as well. Absolutely, the more we nourish ourselves, the more we can deal with anything. So Lucy, you said another comment. How can we make sure we offer as much value as possible in short space of time? For me, that would be doing Facebook Lives, short, sharp ones, just a thought for the day. I don't like writing loads of content for my Facebook group. It just doesn't, I get times, like, if I write, I like to write themes. So if I write a blog, it's good. If I write an email, but for a Facebook post, that's not great. If I can just take one of those things that I've already done and take a part out of it and use that, fantastic. That's something I want to get better at doing. I like interaction. I respond better to people giving me stuff rather than just coming up with like questions. But you can actually do that. You can put just a question out there and get some interaction going. Now, sometimes we don't get interaction, and we hear crickets. There's this saying, crickets, because it's literally like all you hear is the crickets because you can't hear any other noise. And don't let that get you down. There's been plenty of times I've posted and I've heard crickets. There's been times I've been on a live stream with like one or two other people and no comments. When I first started doing this on my computer screen, I couldn't see the comments. So I was just going through it and just hoping for the best. But just keep going, really, and trust that the interaction will come. And, just keep going. Just absolutely keep going. Ask the questions. Ask the stuff that is going to, you can even be a bit controversial. Some people, if you're happy to do that, don't do it if it's not you. But if it is, then be a bit controversial. Create that discussion in the group. Ask a question. What are your views on this? You don't always have to have the answers. You can still be very inspirational just by creating a conversation. So you can, you could say, oh, I saw this today and it really triggered me. What about you? What do you think? Relate it to what's going on in the news if you want to, if you can. I don't watch the news, so that's not great for me sometimes. One of the tips that I gave one of my clients earlier on this week was to have just a piece of paper, divide it into 12 boxes, so obviously 6 rows of 3, and have a box for each month of the year, and just say, okay, what's going on in the world during those months? It's summer, it's winter, it's autumn, it's Christmas, it's Easter, it's everyone's talking about doing the marathon, everyone's talking about going on holiday, everyone's stressed, everyone's wanting to lose weight for the office party, whatever it might be. Obviously, holidays, mums, will always give you some kind of content that is relevant to people. So that's a really easy way that you can use to do quality Facebook content, not just Facebook, every content, your emails, absolutely everything. So that's just such a simple grid that you can do in minutes and always add to. Think about sporting activities, especially if you're into health and well-being and fitness, sporting activities, big sporting events that people might be interested in. If they're going to be interested in health and well-being, they're probably going to be interested in possibly like Wimbledon or the boat race or whatever. We have a quite distinct calendar here in the UK of sporting events. I'm not sure if it's the same in the US because you're that much bigger, but like Parliament, politics and type stuff, that's a great, if you want to go there. I don't personally, but if you want to, well, your content is endless if it's relevant to what you're doing. So Lucy, I hope that helps. Okay. Oh, how do I prepare for my client group calls? Okay, so how I prepare for my client group calls is knowing that I have a plan. So my client calls are on a Monday, so I've got a curriculum anyway. I've got a bigger plan of what I want to cover. I think you have to do that if you've got clients for 12 months. Else, that's a bit bad if you're just completely making it up as you go along. They will obviously, from where they are and what they're asking for and the feedback, you will keep that fluid and be able to change it. But I have a broad 12-month plan, similar to what I just said, not what's going on, but like that month we're focusing on that, blah, blah, blah. I have structure around my calls. So I know one call is the mastermind call when everyone's going to be in the hot seat. Another one I'm teaching and making sure that I'm really know what I'm doing. So I'll have that broadly in place anyway. More so on the academy because that has a really specific curriculum. So most of the work is done for me. And then on the Friday before my Monday calls, I will spend time going through, okay, what is it that I want to achieve? What is it that I want my clients to achieve? What is it that I want them to get out of the call? Obviously, I will check in with the group and see where they're at and take on board any notes from the last call, any notes from our one-to-one calls. I might do a post in the Facebook group and say, hey, what is everyone struggling with now at the moment? I don't generally do that because I know, but I'll invite that as well. And so I'm prepared in terms of content. And then on Monday, I'll obviously revisit that. And obviously just before, I spend half an hour before the calls getting really grounded and getting into what I'm delivering, but also grounding myself. So if I've got a lot of stuff going on, I used to find it hard with kids at bedtime and stuff. Now I always make sure I've got someone here. This sounds awful, but other than my husband, because if it's just my husband here, there's sometimes a lot of shouting. And I can't have that. So I make sure that I have someone else here. We have people that help us with the kids. One of them here, even if it's a babysitter, just to keep it all calm. And so I know after the call I can go down and everything's clean and tidy and calm, which is a wonderful feeling, by the way. So just make sure that you haven't got distractions, basically. Everything's calm, you've got the right space. If you're in a shared house, people aren't due to come in, or if they are, you've got a sign on the door saying please do not enter, live stream in progress. And it's all about really feeling grounded and getting into, I think of every single one of my clients before I get on a group call. and just kind of try and connect with them energetically, even though they're not there. And then just when I'm on the call, checking in with everyone, getting the interaction going, asking them for you know, if we're on a conference line, then just asking for some hands up. Like on these live streams, I'll ask for some thumbs up and some love and some kisses. So give me some of that now, guys, so I know that you're on board and this is all making fabulous sense and value to you. And just really just getting into it and knowing, like, as soon as I'm on the live call, I'm just like, I just love it so much. I'm so there. And it's almost like I could have my husband shouting in the background is quite distracting. If he's on a call, he gets quite animated and quite loud. But you know, apart from that, most other stuff could be going on. But once I'm on that call, I'm just so focused, and it's just brilliant. So what do I have written on paper? My plan, basically, and you know, just bullet points, what I want to achieve, and so on. And sometimes I will stray from that. If I have someone on the call, you know, breaking down in tears because something's going on, then I'm not going to ask them about something that would be wrong in that situation. I'm going to be there to support them. I'm not going to just get into like a pity party. Obviously, I'll give them love and support and empathy, but the key thing is we want to really acknowledge how they're feeling, but we want to shift them out of that, not too quickly, but you know, at the right time. And also include other people in this. And now my group is getting more confident. I'm able to do this a bit more, and I probably should do it more as I'm saying this, I'm thinking this, but to put it out to the group. So guys, what do you think? How do you think so-and-so should deal with this? Because again, that creates the interaction and the value of having a group. That will be really reinforced by doing that. So Bonnie says she's starting to do videos this month. Fantastic. Started to post a daily question in my Facebook group. Bonnie, I loved your 30 days of gratitude. And I saw people actually posting, forgive me because I didn't, because I was literally in bed falling asleep looking at Facebook. That's so bad, but I'll admit it. I sometimes do that. And yeah, so it's like, what are we grateful for seeing today, or whatever it was. I liked that. I think that was really good. Let me just check into the other group. Fab. So other group, so people on my page, give me some thumbs up, give me some love. You're still here, so let me know if you're liking what I'm saying. Cool. Okay, so we've covered that. Lucia had, she wanted to, as we're talking about Facebook Lives, she wanted, I'm just going to go to her post now. Do you know what's annoying me at the moment is people using, I know you can use Facebook Messenger as a blanket thing now. It's becoming more like email marketing. I've just come in and I've got another, I'm getting distracted, I'm sorry, but I've got another email from this personal message from this lady promoting, and it's just, you know, I don't like it. I think it's sleazy. It's like, I feel really like you're invading me, and maybe it's just something we need to get used to, but I don't particularly want, it might be a really good marketing tactic, but at the moment I'm not prepared to start personal messaging blanket people, like group people. I know the technology's there. I don't like it. It doesn't feel nice to me. So that's just my personal view. You might just want to wait till, if you're planning to do that, you might just want to wait till it becomes the norm. The first few people to do it got away with it because it was like novel and you felt like they were personal messaging you. Now we know it's not personal message. It just feels horrible. It's like, I can choose to give you my email address, but actually I'm just going to block you as a friend, and I'm going to do that to that lady afterwards and let her know that in a very nice, loving way. So Lucia, let's get back to the situation. Deviation there, but I thought it was relevant to share that with you. So if you're getting loads of personal messages, just be a little bit aware that they might not be personal. So Lucia, here is your little script. This is great. I love that you've got this, and I read through it. So this is in the Facebook group, Wealthy Entrepreneur group, if you want to see it, guys. I love it, as long as you're not like looking at it so rigidly that you forget for it to be a conversation. I can't imagine you would do that, because I know how great you are live. And if this is just like there as a backup, as kind of a safety net, I think it's fabulous. So introduction to the theme, yeah, that's brilliant. Absolutely. Encourage people to be interactive. So you guys, yeah, I'm going to do that right now. You've been a bit quiet. Give me some thumbs up and give some love for Lucia, because this is actually really helpful. Introduction of you and who you are. And that's really, really great. Some people, you know, you don't always need to do that on every live stream. If they're watching one, they're quite likely to watch another. But, you know, at least say who you are and what you do, but you don't necessarily need to do it at the beginning. But you've got to just find a way that is comfortable to you. And if you can keep it pretty uniform, then that's brilliant, because you'll get used to it more quickly. So ask a question. That is fabulous, and something I don't do often enough, but I think that's really great. Go through 3 topics and read comments. Yeah, just make sure, you know, I know one of the things you were worried about is your live streams are too long. So you might want to just do them more often, but do them for a shorter period of time, or break them up. So if you have a really good topic in your, say, 40-minute live stream, then you might just want to live stream about that afterwards. And I'm sure you can get the video cut and pasted, but actually, why not just do another one? Because it creates even more interaction. You could say, you know, on my longer live stream earlier, one of the topics, amongst other brilliant topics, we discussed this, and I just want to pick up on that and give you some extra thoughts on it. Or I've had some more comments since then, and I want to share them with you. You know, so you can really build upon it, and then you're also very subtly giving them the message that people are engaged, people have commented, people loved it, so that's why you're sharing it more broadly. So it's brilliant to do that. Announce competition, yep, that's fabulous. Ask people to send us suggestions for next live. That's a really good one. So you guys, if you have, I mean, that's why I ask for questions, but if you have any like subjects rather than just a question you want me to live stream on, then fire them through at any time. Because yeah, that's absolute gold. They're doing the work for you. You don't have to sit there going, oh, what should I talk about today? So I love that. Yeah, and share our post. I never ask people to share the post. So when I read this, I was like, oh, Lucia, you're a genius. Absolutely share the post. And one thing that's missing here, that when I read this, I thought, I don't do this enough either, is invite people. Like, if people want to know more about you, or if people want to talk to you, again, you don't want to do it every time, because then it might start feeling salesy. But, you know, how do people get in touch with you? On Facebook, it's pretty obvious. They can personal message you. They can comment below. Make sure you're picking up with those comments, and you can follow up with people on a one-to-one. But invite people around. So, you know, I've mentioned my programs. I've mentioned the event coming up. If anyone wants more information, please do personal message me. Or you can email me, liz@elizabethmaryhancock. Nothing's on my website at the moment. The programs are. You can go to elizabethmaryhancock.com. But the events information isn't yet. So you can just email me or personal message me on that. But that was brilliant, Lucia. I really liked that. Let's just catch up with these comments. Thanks, guys. Lots of questions today. I know. I love it. I love it when there's lots of questions, especially when I haven't had loads in advance. So it just works perfectly. Here we go. Amy, there are new regulations coming out next year on how you're able to contact people. Oh, interesting. Awesome. Keep us posted, Amy. I'll trusting you to do that. As you phrased it. Always have new people on streaming and also some regulars. Yeah, cool. I had someone friend request me yesterday and immediately asked me if I was interested in her direct sales business. It's so boring, isn't it? And you know what? I've just started saying, you know, with love, I'm a business coach, and this isn't how you do it. I really wish you all the success, but if you'd like to talk to me, then please do. I don't usually say that, but I have said that once or twice, and I've been a bit pissed off, to be honest. If it pisses them off, I don't really care, because they shouldn't be doing that anyway, and they need to learn that that is not how you do business. So cool. So Lucy says, anyone fancy support with Facebook Live? I'm here for you guys. I'm still learning. She's getting new clients from it. It's really working for you, Lucia, and I love it. And you have got a lot of views. So Lucia, tell us where your Facebook Lives are being shared. Are you sharing them elsewhere? Are you getting your people that are watching to share them? Yeah, it is a great way to get your message out there. And I'm really proud of how you're rocking it. I really, yeah, it's awesome. Cool. Right, let me go to my notes. So for this Facebook Live, for example, I had notes, so I made sure that I didn't miss anything. So Amy asked about discounting. So discounting your rates for client friends, I think that was the question. So would you discount for client friends? I wouldn't discount for client friends. I might sometimes discount for my own friends, but I generally wouldn't do that now, because again, I'll come back to this a million times, but if you discount, people don't value it. If they're paying less than they should be, or than the cost of the program, they won't put the work in. They won't turn up live. They won't be all in. If they're invested financially, like everyone else is, they will put as much work in as everyone else. Not always, because some people don't value money as much as other people, but generally they will show up. And if you start discounting before you've even started, what is that saying to them? It's actually saying to them that my gifts and services and my talents are not that valuable because I'm discounting them before I've even started. So what I would always prefer to do is, especially if it's a client friend, you offer a discount or a reward to the client that is referring that friend. And then you can say to the new person, you know, so-and-so, Amy, you were referred by Jess. Jess is getting a discount for this. So just bear in mind, well, not once, but, you know, just bear in mind that at any time, if you want to refer someone to me, you'll also get a discount or a bonus. So I give a month free coaching for anyone that refers someone to me. You know, they have to, I don't straight away because they have to commit and I have to know that they're in. If they're paying full, I'll give it to them straight away. If they're paying in installments, then I'll give it to them at back end or halfway through. So, you know, I'm not, if that client does back out and not pay me the money, I'm not losing out massively. But if they're paying full, there's no reason to wait. I'll give it to the client straight away. When I do my event and I'm going to do a bring a friend competition, I'm going to be rewarding people for doing that. But I'm not going to, and I will, for something like an event, I will pass on a discount. So as you know, if my clients invite someone, then they might have a special rate for that person that they're inviting, just as an extra sweetener. But I wouldn't give that discount on my programs because that's different and it creates a much different message. So Amy, what I'd say is give them a bonus. Say, look, what I'll do is I'll give you an extra strategy session at the start, or rather than a 30-minute strategy session, we'll do an hour and a half, or you know, something like that. But don't lower the cost, because that just doesn't work. And it puts you into a different energetic space. You will end up feeling resentful for it. I've done this in the past, and you know, I discount for one or two people, but I don't feel resentful about it, because it's not just because they asked. Actually, they didn't ask. I offered, because I wanted to help them. Because I was really passionate about them as a person, and I knew that this was going to be really, really amazing for them. I would say if you have one, maximum two people that you're doing that for, don't do any more, because else where does it stop? Where do you draw the line? And if you do it for friends, you've got to do it for other friends. You haven't got to, but again, where do you draw the lines? Friends are going to talk. Clients generally, hopefully, don't. So just be very wary of that. Be very wary. It's your business. It's your prerogative at the end of the day. But absolute no to trades, by the way. I wrote that down in my notes. Do not do trades. I just don't think they work. Because again, if you're not getting value, you're going to feel resentful. They're getting loads of value, you're not, and vice versa. It just doesn't create a nice energetic combination, really. Yeah, so if you want a couple of what words, when you get I can't think of the word, when you get a like a special deal, not subscription, Oh, I've forgotten the word. Like when you go to private school for free, that word, I can't think of what it is. Someone put it in the comments for me. You know, if you do that, great. Or if you award one, you know, like I did a giveaway for the academy, and I awarded a free place. That was so worth it, because I've actually completely forgotten that that person is in for free. They feel like anyone else, because it created so much energy and interaction and enthusiasm, and other people that were in the giveaway ended up becoming clients anyway, so it was well worth it. So if you're doing a program launch, scholarship, thank you Amy, that's the word I was looking for. You could do a scholarship, but limit it, and ideally you want to have perimeters around that. You know, there have to be a certain person or doing a certain thing or at a certain level. So it's a real, you know, you can do what you like. I'm really happy to talk about this in more depth. But basically, no to trades, no to discounting. Have a scholarship if you wish, but limit it. Don't make it wide open, and don't give it to friends. Don't give a scholarship to friends, because it just won't work. A friend has to value you, and you can say, you are my friend, but actually when we're coaching as friends, we need to, when we're working together as friends, we really need to be in that client coach relationship. And I'll happily, you know, I know you're going to love it, and if you refer loads of people to me, you're going to get money off, you know, that could pay for your coaching. But you know, I'm not prepared to discount for this, I'm afraid. Elsewhere, you can say to them, where do I draw the line? It's not fair to other people. It's not fair to other, this is a key thing. It's not fair to other people. And especially if someone asks for a discount, what I say is, do you know, it would be really wrong of me to give you a discount because there's other people that haven't asked for one, that aren't receiving a discount. And, you know, that just wouldn't be fair, and it would be very disrespectful to those people that are all in, really, really committed, that haven't asked, that are just going for it. I can't give you a discount because it wouldn't be fair to them. And, you know, who's going to argue that? That's just being really, really loyal and caring towards your own clients, which they will be one of. So they just can't argue with that. Yeah, so yeah, absolutely. I think so too, Bonnie. Absolutely need to have a decent investment in order to take things seriously. Yeah. Yes, Lucia, the more I charge for my program, the more people participate, the more they are getting for themselves. Absolutely. Hi, Sharon, by the way. Sorry, I missed you there. Lovely to have you with us. So, yeah, so here we are on this conversation again of charging and pricing. When you don't charge, you know, if you don't charge enough, people aren't going to, they might sign up, but then they're not going to do anything. And yes, you might get the money, but that's not satisfying. That's not, you know, there's one lady that I've worked on and off with for a couple of years, and I know the reason she hasn't committed properly is because she's not investing a lot of money. And until she does, I think she's always going to be wishy-washy. She's always going to be in there one minute and not the next. And that's, you don't want clients like that, because they're just draining and they take up too much of your time. Have the ones that are going to commit. Have the ones that value themselves enough to invest in you and invest in themselves, because they're the ones that are going to show up, do the work. They're the ones that are going to light you up, that you're going to love working with. You know, all of my clients now, that's what they're like, and it's just such a joy to work with them. And many of you are my clients, so I'm saying that to each and every one of you. But yeah, so make sure that, like, I know I won't pick out people individually, but I know we've talked about putting prices up with many of you. Yeah, you know who you are. So I hope those prices are going up, and that you are charging your worth. A good way to work it out, even though we charge by results and benefits that we provide, but work out your hourly rate. And if it's anything less than, I'd say, £100, it needs to go up. But don't just use that internally. Don't use that as a selling technique, because that doesn't work, because we're really selling results and benefits. But it's a good way to work out, okay, what is my time worth? Actually, what is it worth to do this work? Which is why when you're doing bigger group programs that are only group, you can charge lower prices. And obviously one-to-one is much, much higher, because you get that one-to-one time. Your time isn't leveraged So any other questions on payment structures? Because I think we're almost up. Oh, Karen's joined as well. Hi, Karen. Lovely to have you. We're just finishing. I don't know when you joined, if you've been here for long, but we're about to wrap up. But Nikki, I'd love to hear from you, and Elaine, if you're still there, about how what you've enjoyed. Give me a thumbs up or a smiley face, and let me know what you've got out of it. Awesome. Loved it today, guys. So any final questions? Anything that anyone wants to share? And please do, as Lucia said and prompted me to ask, please do share this. Share this on your own pages. I would love it. And especially for you clients, don't forget that you're going to get bonuses if people sign up to work with me through this. That's not my main driver. I just want to reach more people and help as many people as I can. But obviously, if I get some clients out of it, that's fabulous. So Bonnie says, how do you know how much to charge for a call? Whether you call it a strategy session, coaching call, etc. I'm looking to start doing calls, but I don't know what to call it, what to discuss, etc. I'm thinking about doing reframing negatives into positive calls. Don't call it that, Bonnie, because that doesn't, okay, I can reframe a negative into a positive, but why does that help me, apart from make me feel a bit more positive? You know, I really need to have a tangible outcome. So a business breakthrough session, which is what I call mine, tells me that I'm going to give a business breakthrough, or that the client is, or the potential client is going to get a business breakthrough, not a breakthrough in every area of their business, but at least one. And Bonnie, are you charging for these calls? So you can do it a variety of ways. You can offer a free call where you explore and kind of get a real feel for what the client needs, and then you can say to them, okay, I would like to talk to you about how I can help you. And as long as you're clear that that's what it is, then that's great. So you might want to call that a discovery call, but people are wise to discovery calls. They're wise to most things now, to be honest. Strategy call, I would say if it's a strategy call, you need to give them a strategy. You need to tell them, like, this is what I see as possible for you. If you would like my help with implementing that, would you like to talk about that? So you're moving it into a sales conversation. If you're just selling a coaching call, that's obviously completely different. You're selling a one-off coaching call, and therefore you should pay for that. Oh, Judith, hello, Judith. Lovely to have you. I'm with Judith on Thursday. Can't remember the time, but Judith, post your page, because people might want to join us. Judith does amazing lives, and she's a voice coach. She's absolutely brilliant. So I haven't seen you on one of my lives before, so it's lovely to have you here. So yeah, Clarity Call is perfect, but post your links as well. So back to you, Bonnie, sorry. So yeah, if you're calling it a coaching call and you're giving coaching, then I would charge for it. Or you could say this is a free coaching or a free taster session, and if you like it, you might want more. But you just have to, if you do that, you have to be very careful to give them enough that they're impressed, but not enough that they think they've got all the answers and they don't want to continue to work with you. And that, to be honest, is just going to be you figuring it out, because you won't know until you practiced a few times. Yeah, I know you're not doing any calls now. You will have free calls to start with to get experience. Great. So have a think about the different options. Do I just want to do finding out where they are, and then offering to work with them more, giving them a taster, or giving them a little bit, and then saying, this is how I can help you more? They're your kind of three main options. And then just think about, okay, what can I call them? You can call them discovery session, clarity call, whatever. But if you're actually coaching, then think of the outcome and the benefit that they get. Okay. So it could be, my mind's gone blank, reframing negatives into positives. You could say a mindset transformation call, for example. That's just the first thing that came into my head, because you're transforming their mindset, which sounds much more tangible than reframing positives into negatives. Okay, you can feel the benefits more when we talk about transforming someone's mindset than just reframing positives into negatives. That's the action, positives into negatives. The outcome is that they will have a transformed mindset. And you could even take that further. What does it actually mean? What does it entail? If they have a transformed mindset, what give them? And just put some more meat on the bones and post in the group, and we can help you with that further. Awesome. Any other questions? Let's just check the other group. Fantastic. Just thumbs up and love. Thank you. Sharon can't hear anything. I'm really sorry, Sharon. I think everyone else can. Yeah, try and watch later. We've practically finished now anyway. Mindset transformation sounds great. Good. Glad you like it, Bonnie. And Judith has posted her Facebook stuff there, so you're welcome to go there. I'll be talking about leadership. Cool. Have a wonderful week, you guys. I might have to change the day of this session visibly next week, but I will also keep in the group. Reach out at any time if you have any questions whatsoever, if I can help you in any way. Obviously very happy to talk to you in more depth on a one-to-one if you'd like, so just PM me. And yeah, just keep being brilliant, because you all are. And thank you for being with me. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye bye.